All right there, online singing world. This video will offer pronunciation help to the aria Caro mio by one of the Giordani family from Naples. We don't know which one exactly. It's a source of a lot of controversy with musicologists. But this aria is perhaps the most performed by students of singing. First aria you learn in the 24 Italian aria book. What we will be doing is looking to get rid of your accent and have accent-less Italian when you sing, going over all of the tips and tricks and a lot of the most common mistakes that are made that I hear in auditions and competitions and in coachings. So we will go through word by word and also line by line. Before we do that, please put your attention to the description box below where I have listed the aria with the open vowels and all of the non-phonetic things in the aria. Besides that, I have a bunch of links to my various websites, my Facebook fan page, and most importantly, the pronunciation online dictionary from RAI. That's R-A-I, RAI. You may follow the link. Or you may also type in RAI Dizionario into Google or any search engine, and this site will come up. This is a tremendous site. What you can do is type in any word, and it will tell you the pronunciation. There's also a playback, so you can hear a native Italian speaker playing back or reading back those words to you. It also has complete lines of text. I love it. It's a tremendous resource. It's been around for years, so I suggest that you check it out also. So let's get started. So first we will do word by word, and I will take all of the letters of the word as we go. Okay, so the first word, caro. So the ah in Italian is always ah. It is never harmonized. Ah, right? The O is closed, and what I mean is an O can either be ah, open, or O. So the open O is like aw, AW in English, without the glide. And O is like oats in English, closed, the closed O, right, without the glide. And what I mean by the glide is if I were to say car with an American accent, you see my jaw slides all around. So whenever we have a vowel in American English, we tend to move our jaw like that and chew it. The Italian is pure, right? So the a, o, they do not mix. So if you think about vowels as paint colors, right? If you had blue and you had red in English, those paints would be mixed, caro, within an instant, right? But in Italian, they remain separate, caro. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Going on, mio. So I always is e. It's a phonetic vowel in Italian, meaning it's always exactly the same. Mio. Okay, and this O is also closed. Next, bene is the full word. Bene. Okay, so this E is an open E. It rhymes with head in English, right? So it's like head in English. Without the glide again. So when we say head, there's an I at the end of it as our jaw slides up. In Italian, you just stay on the vowel. Ban. So bene is the full word. They cut it off here for poetic. Okay, going on. Credimi. So this here we have, right here we have a stressed vowel, the cre, and it is closed. Credimi. The R rolls. So if you notice when I said caro, I did not roll the R. And now I say credimi and I roll the R. So let's go over the rule for rolled and flipped R. So when an R is surrounded by vowels, as in caro, you see the R is surrounded by an A and an O, it is flipped. To make a flipped R is very close to making a D. So if you have problems rolling your R's, you can always make a D, and actually you can fake a rolled R using a D also. So caro, okay, Cado, I could say that, right? Caro, it's the same flip. Now, for rolled R, you have to be on the pitch that you're singing. Credimi, cr. So you're not down in your American R position. You're up in the position of the vowel. E credimi. Okay, so make sure that your R rolls and it's up in the position of whatever vowel you're singing. And also that R will have the pitch that you're singing also. So the next word, almeno, is what this word is short for. There's an O in its full form. So they're cutting it off to make the rhyme with ben. But this is almeno, and this E is stressed and it's closed. Okay, so almeno, and in a little bit I will tell you the formulas for open and closed vowels for Italian. Okay, whether there are or there are not. Let's go on. Sɛnza. So the Z is like TZ, like Mozart, like pizza. The E in this case is on a stress and it's open. Sɛnza. Next, D. I again is always E. Te. So T-E, te, closed E, A. Now, let's talk about Italian T. As you see, when I'm speaking English and I say T, I have lots of air going through my T, like that. If I were to say senza di te, I would sound very American, not to mention the glide that I did on the A vowel, right? But especially the T, because it had air going through it. So what you want to do with T is find the voiced cousin to the vowel, which is a D, right? So if you said senza di de, te. So what the Italian T is as close to the voiced D as possible, and then you make it T. So de, te, de, te. As when you get away from that, te, as when there's air through it, then it no longer sounds Italian when you sing. And for lyric diction, for me, lyric diction is sung Italian versus spoken Italian. It becomes even more closer to voiced when you sing. Okay, going on. Languisce, languisce. So here we have what's called an N assimilation. You're going to say guisce. So to make the g sound, you use the middle of your tongue. And if you see that the tongue is like this, guisce. So the N goes up to where that G is going to be and is formed with the middle of the tongue. So languisce. So you see, if I try to make the N with the tip of my tongue, languisce, I end up with a shadow vowel as the tongue does this on the tip and then has to come back like this to make the G sound. My tongue has to release, then it makes a shadow vowel. So that's a common mistake, right? Languisce. So notice also that the N has the pitch that you're singing. Languisce. And the reason for that is that N phonates. Okay, what I mean by phonate, your vocal cords are vibrating. Okay, so the next thing in this word is that the sh is very strong and it's considered a double consonant by Italians. So what I mean by a double consonant, listen again, languisce. So it's totally on the last syllable, right? The sh, it doesn't start earlier. When I speak, I could say languisce and hiss it a little bit earlier. When I sing, if it's over 3 notes, the sh has to be completely on the 3rd note. Languisce. Like that. Okay? So the sh is strong and it's late. You can even practice languisce, making the gui staccato for a second, and then the sh, making sure it's separated. Okay, going on. Il, so I-L, il. Cor is short for core. So notice when it's core in its full form, the R is flipped because it is surrounded by vowels. In this form, where it's been truncated for the poetry, it is cor, and the R is rolled. Open O again is like aw without the glide. And the reason for this is there's a more modern form of the verb cuore, fuori. All of these words that are uo usually open the vowel, and they have two forms. So you'll see cuore in another libretto, or core in this instance. You'll see foco, it's open for fire, F-O-C-O, or fuoco. Okay, gioco, a game or play. Giuoco, to again, same word, right? Just has an u before it. Okay, so most of the time you'll see that as an open vowel. Going on, il, we've had that. Tuo. So often with the word tuo, you'll see only one note. It's considered one syllable and a semivowel, but you'll have to actually make two notes to sing that, right? Tuo. Next, fedele. So this in its full form is two closed E's. Fedele. Okay, so not fedel or fadal, right? But fedele. So fedel. So, and in this form, the E is cut off, okay, which is a thing in Neapolitan, and Giordani was a Neapolitan, so all the Giordani family were in Naples, so they love these truncated endings in Naples. Fedele, even though this is in kind of Florentine Italian. Going on, Sospira. So notice if I spoke, I could say Sospira, Sospira. But when I sing again, I have to separate that S. Sospira, Sospira. Okay, so make sure that that S is completely on the next syllable. All right, so ognora. So this is short. This word is short for ogni, every, ora, every hour. It means always, right? And it's truncated. So ognor. So or means now or time, having to do with time. It's a closed O. When it's gold, it's open O. So oro is gold. D'oro means it's made of gold. Okay? So or is now. Ognor. Okay? And I'm exaggerating a bit the closed so that you hear it. Okay? The difference is not that different in spoken as I'm making it now. The GN is like the GN in lasagna. Okay? Lasagne, lasagna. Ognor. Nyor. Right? So you go and then a Y. Nyor. If I did it in slow motion. Nyor. Onyor. And you see again, there's phonation through that whole word. And then the R rolls again because it's final. Okay, so let's, I didn't quite completely go over the rule for rolled R. So now, a rolled R happens when you touch a consonant, so the R touches a consonant, or it's final and you stop, or it's final and you touch another consonant. Okay, so if it's final and it's surrounded by vowels, again, it won't roll, right? So any R that's surrounded by vowels flips, as in caro. One that touches a consonant, like credimi, it rolls. Okay, so ognor is final and you stop. And also the next word is Cɛssa, so it rolls. Okay, so the next word Cɛssa is open E, Cɛssa. And this is a verb that has fallen out of favor in modern Italian because the I form of it means the same thing as cesspool. So cesso is a cesspool. So a lot of times Cɛssa is changed to cessate or something like that. In this case, nobody's going to mind. We've been hearing it forever. Crudɛl is open. Crudele. Okay, so cru, rolled R, touches a C. Dal, stressed vowel. Okay, so now let's go over very quickly as we come to the last line, the rule for open and closed vowels. Okay, so If you're looking at unstressed vowels, you're looking at the accents of the words versus the syllables that are not accented. All of the words that are not accented, all of the syllables that are not accented, are either A or O, closed, without exception. So that that takes care of 75% of your work. You do not have to check any unstressed syllables because you know they're going to be closed. It is only the stressed vowel that you have to worry about. And the bad news is stressed vowels can either be open or closed, and there pretty much is no rule. So you have to memorize or look up or memorize if you're not a native speaker, right? You have to memorize each one, and for each aria, you can make a note and then memorize it. What I usually suggest for my clients is to not even bother marking the closed vowels because they're phonetic. Only mark the open vowels, and you'll see as I've done in the text below, I have only marked the open vowels because they're the ones that are not phonetic. And so again, if you'll notice, all of my unstressed vowels in this text are closed, and it's only the stressed ones that can either be open or closed. So in this case, the word we're on right now is crudɛl. It's stressed and it's open. Okay, so if you look at some of the other words that have uh, vowels on the unstressed syllable, like languisce, you know that's closed because gui is the stress. Okay, so I hope that helps you with a lot of confusion that you might have about open and close, and it'll take away 75% of your work. Now, here's another bit of information. If you look in the diction books, you're going to see that there are a lot of books that open the unstressed. And the reason for that is that people noticed that when singers, Italian singers, started to become recorded at the beginning of the 20th century, they were stretching the closed vowels, the unstressed vowels, as in shouting. So instead of in the spoken position, A, O, it was more like A, O. In no way should you ever sing A and O on the unstressed. 99% of the time it will be easier to sing closed, and I have been suggesting this to my clients who have been come in and they have been singing them open, and immediately they always notice a difference in how much easier it is to sing and how much their voices stay in line. So I suggest to you try it. So start looking at all your unstressed as closed vowels. As long as you sing with good technique and you don't close down, they're going to work very well for you. Okay, let's go on to the last two words. Tanto. So again, you have an unstressed O. It's closed, right? The N goes into the T. Tanto. So this N is with the tip of the tongue because the tip of the tongue is going to say the T, and it phonates. Next, rigor. Rigore. So ores are usually closed, like signore. Rigore. Okay, so closed O. And now at this point, there's another truncation. So rigor. Okay, so that's the whole text. Now let's read entire lines and try to find the rhymes. In order for you to sing long phrases, besides your breath and your legato, what is dependent upon long phrases is how your mind thinks of the poetry, right? So an Italian sentence is like a wave crashing on the beach, and there's a big arc, and you want to just have one down per phrase, per long phrase. So let's read this poetry and find where the natural ups and downs are. Caro mio ben, credimi almen, senza di te languisce il cor. So cor, you see, is the only down. Il tuo fedel sospiro ognor, Cɛssa crudɛl, tanto rigor. So you see rigor rhymes with cor, or ognor. So there are only 2 downs in the entire aria. If you enjoyed this video, please like and please subscribe. Also, please share. And I would appreciate very much your input, your comments below in the comments section. And always remember to visit your coach.